friends. Welcome to this week's edition of the Inspired Parsha. This week we had the incredible privilege to read through Parshas Noach. And like every Parsha in the Torah, there's so many beautiful, rich Torah ideas, especially in the Hasidic world. But I just want to focus on one pasuk, one verse. This is in Genesis chapter 6, verse 16. It says, V'tzohar tasa l'teva. We're talking about, of course, Noah's ark that he built. And it says there was a tzohar, God commanded him, a tzohar you should put into the teva, into the ark. So the question, of course, is what is a tzohar? So the Talmud, as we know, gives two famous interpretations. One of them is that tzohar is actually a window on the top of the ark that would let a little bit of sunlight in, even during the storm, or there must have been a little bit of light coming in, and that would illuminate the teva, the ark. The other opinion, of course, is that the tzohar is actually was like a special stone, a gem, that would light up internally, illuminate the inside of the ark. So the ark was actually completely sealed off, and this special stone, this gem, gave off some kind of light that would illuminate the ark. So, what are some of the deeper interpretations into this, into these two different interpretations? What are some of the deeper ideas? So, I want to share. This is just one of my own thoughts. That I think that sometimes in life, I feel like both of these interpretations are actually correct. There's some truth to both of these interpretations. You know, sometimes in life, there's so much darkness in the world. There's a storm. We're literally always living, it seems to be, in a mabul, in a perpetual flood. You know, not whether it's a flood of war or pain or suffering or whatever it might be, divisiveness, or spiritual type of flood. You know, all the temptations that exist in the world. But sometimes our job in this world is to still keep a little window, a little bit of light that comes from the outside world, little glimpses of light, of positivity, of spirituality that do exist in the world, and to let in that little bit of light that exists in the outside world and let it illuminate your life. But then there are other moments, there are other times when it feels like the darkness is the storm is so all-encompassing, so difficult that the only way is to actually seal yourself off a little bit from the outside world and allow your own internal light to shine through. Allow your own spirituality, your own neshama, your own soul to shine through, and let that illuminate yourself. So the question, of course, is when. You know, when to use one or when to use the other. So, of course, takes a little bit of wisdom. That there are times in our lives when we can let in the outside world, some of the beauty that does exist in the outside world, into our own lives. Let that window be open to let in that light that exists in the outside world. And then, of course, to know for ourselves that there are times when no, it's best to be a little bit sheltered, best to sort of close off some of the difficulties and darkness and storm that always encompasses the outside world. Each one of us has to sort of know that there are times in our lives that are good for both of those two aspects, the external light and the internal light. I would like to leave off with a bracha, a blessing, that allow these two forms of light to shine into your life. Know the difference, the wisdom to know the difference when it's good to have some of the outside light, the light that does exist in the world, as difficult as it is to see it sometimes, to let that light inside of yourself. And know that also the times when no, there's too much suffering, there's too much darkness, there's too much of a spiritual desert out there, that you have to sometimes close off the outside world a little bit and allow your own internal light to shine through and illuminate your life. I want to give everyone a bracha to use those two lights, to shine in your life. Wishing everyone here a wonderful Shabbos Kodesh. Thank you so much for listening.